You know this is going to be a good video because I'm on my rug. I took out the whole floor here to make a point. I got Earthworm Jim in the mail. It's kind of unboxing, I guess. Earthworm Jim 1 and 2. I already opened it. There's some extras. We'll set that aside. We've got the 2 books. You've probably seen the fancy box before. And I have to say, when you get it in person, it is pretty impressive. Scoot the box. I got 2 books because I didn't get the first book. But this time around, honestly, I saw people opening the boxes and doing videos, and it made me think I need to see it in person. I want to see what the box looks like. I want to see what the books look like. Doug TenNaple's uses the same printer as me. There's Artie. Hey, Artie. And so, yeah, I was just interested to see what they do. Here's the extras, and he even has here, thank you, Doug TenNaple. And it says, show off your order by making a great unboxing video. Artie, why does this have to be about you? Make an unboxing video with Earthworm Jim 2. Something like that. And that's actually why I decided to get it, because he made an unboxing video. It was Yellow Flash, actually, that made an unboxing video. Anyway, so I guess that was a good sales technique. It worked. So I don't want to look at the extras, but the point I want to make is these books are really big. If you look at the size comparison, already go, man. Come on. The size comparison, I've got this Hellboy library edition, and they are exactly the same size. It's oversized. It's not a regular graphic novel size. It's bigger dimensionally. Also, just for size comparison, that's a typical DC Comics hardcover. This is a hardcover, and you can kind of see the size comparison there. To go further into the size comparison, this is a Gemini mailer. Everyone knows and loves a Gemini mailer. Something you'll notice is that if I take this, which is standard, I guess, comic book size, I'm not going to be able to do it very well on camera. This hardcover actually fits in a Gemini mailer. And I would feel relatively safe with shipping this in a Gemini mailer and keeping the corners intact. I think, personally, I would probably wrap the whole thing in bubble wrap to just soften the blow if it getting dropped on its side, because that's what would cause corner damage, because the book is a little bit heavier. We're going to look at the weight, though, because I do have a scale as well. The reason I look at this is because shipping right now, currently in comics, is the biggest deal. If you are buying comic books online, you want to support independent comic creators, buying them from a comic book shop is not really an option. It's not always a good option. And so you got to get it shipped to you. This is the biggest complaint I hear from backers, from customers that are wanting to buy books, is the cost of shipping. And I want to keep the cost of shipping down. At the same time, it costs money to ship things. So the point I'm trying to make here is that this hardcover would ship for relatively the same price as a regular, let's turn this on, a regular trade paperback. The weight is not going to be all that different. I've shipped before 4 different trade paperbacks in the same package before, and that's going to weigh quite a bit. So let's see, that's 1 pound, 4.5 ounces. That is enough that it's in the next weight bracket up with items that I ship, books that I ship. If we get here, Earthworm Jim, trying to grab it here, launch the cow, I'm going to weigh this thing, and that is 2.1 pounds. Now, every pound you move up with the USPS, things get more expensive. And so you can imagine, I'm going to ship another one with this thing. That's going to presumably double. That is over 5 pounds of book. So herein lies the conundrum with doing books like this. it doesn't really it's not a question about hardcover versus paperback. That's not really the question. The question is it oversized or is it standard size? And there's also going to be the question of how thick is it? Because if you're doing a really thick hardcover, then it's gonna also cost more. I would suspect that this Batman book has more pages than Earthworm Jim, but it's not as thick even, and that's because of probably the paper stock that Doug is using here, and also because of the cover stock. It's thick. The binding, like this thing has more heft to it than this. This is meant to be relatively inexpensive and so you can ship it easily. So those are the differences. So ultimately, what do you care about? Well, that's personal preference. I have come to accept this larger format, and the fact that I already have a whole series that are of this Hellboy oversized library edition, that makes me more happy to have this on the shelf next to it because they're the same height. That bothers me when they're not the same height. Hardcovers like this are great as long as you have other hardcovers. They're actually still going to be a little bit taller than typical trade paperbacks you're going to have on the shelf. Not by a lot, but by a little bit. Does it matter? It matters to me if you're like me. I care. I want my comics to be nice. I had this conversation with my wife the other day. I bought her a comic book. I could do a video on this, and she'll just sort of read it and like set it, throw it wherever, and I can't handle that. Like you have to lay it flat, like keep it nice, anyway. So if you're like me, you like nice books, there's a lot of good options out there, but understand that shipping it's not always going to cost $15 to ship a hardcover book, or $20 or $50 or $60, depending on where in the world you are. It could cost the same amount as a trade paperback would, or close to it, as long as the form factor is standard comic size rather than oversized, and also depending on the thickness of your pages. So I'm exploring the idea of doing a hardcover at some point in time. I don't know when that's going to be, but maybe I want to do a hardcover. It could be fun. So we'll see. So let me know what you think in the comments below. This is not really a review, more of an unboxing and form factor review. And Artie says, have a great day.